You're listening to ASOTU CON Sessions by Space Auto, recorded live at ASOTU CON 2025.
Alrighty, so we're live with ASOTU Con's podcast stage powered by Space Auto. In the heart of the action here at ASOTU CON 2025, I'm Zac Kinch, and today I'm here with Greg Uland with Reynolds and Reynolds, and we're going to talk about goal setting. So hopefully you guys have some goals. If not, Greg's going to share some knowledge with us and then get right into it. So Greg, kind of summarize the experience of ASOTU CON before we get going so far. Is this your first year, second year? How many times have you been in attendance?
This is my second year here,
Okay.
And these guys have done just a great job, both putting on the event but growing the event. It continues to grow every single year, and they just do a fantastic job.
Now, were you responsible for goal setting for ASOTU CON?
I was not.
Okay,
I was, for our team, I guess.
We may have to change that. We may have to get with Kyle and Paul and make sure that's on the docket. So, I mean, when you get into goal setting, and obviously into this morning's session, it's all been about culture, right?
Yep.
Your people, your culture, and your role. How do you impact the team and the behaviors when it comes to goal setting?
Well, to start, when you think about setting a goal, it's really pointing the team in a specific direction. And when you point them in a direction, then you're enabling action, right? When we think about people who have a high bias to action, they have to know what to do.
Yeah.
If they don't, then they're just kind of floundering, and they might be busy.
Sure.
But if they're not pointed towards a goal, it's really hard for them to feel valuable and to really go act on what they want to do, and what you want them to accomplish.
Yeah, and I think what you said there is, the act.
Right.
Like, how many goals do you have where you say that's something I want to accomplish, but you never act upon it? Mm-hmm. How in a team setting how do you set the goal and filter it down the hill where everybody can understand it?
Yeah.
And then actually act upon that goal when it's not maybe valuable to them in their role?
Yeah, so every goal should be valuable to a role. If not, then it should be separated from that role. But we look at it. How do you waterfall those goals down, right?
Yeah.
So if the main objective, and I'll use a dealership example. If the main objective is to grow sales volume without increasing variable expenses, right? So I want to grow volume, grow revenue, top line revenue, and profit, obviously, without increasing, or rather fixed expenses. Variable expenses are going to be there, but fixed expenses. Okay, so I can take that goal. That's my high level goal. Now the next level down, I say, okay, what can I, maybe as a sales manager, do to accomplish that? Well, what that means to me is I need my salespeople to basically probably, if each one of them can sell another car each month, or two or three or whatever that is, if they can be more efficient with the tools that they have, then we're going to be able to accomplish that. Okay, so I need salespeople to be more efficient. Next level down. Okay, do I look at software tools to help me with that? Do I look at processes to help me with that? Do I go outside to find maybe somebody that has experience at a different store or even in a different industry to bring them in? So then you can start looking at, okay, these are my 3 things I'm trying to accomplish to achieve that next level goal.
Sure.
And those trickle down all the way to the salesperson, right? But at each level, you need goals that are pointed up one level at least, if not more, where everybody, to your point, should be able to look at the high level goal of I want to increase top line revenue without increasing fixed expenses, and say, you know what, because I'm doing this, it's pointed towards that goal.
Yeah, and I think the point you just said there too of almost communicating a rung up and a rung down on the ladder.
Yeah.
And I think that so many companies don't do that. I think so many businesses, myself, I've done it multiple times, where it's like, I know you know what my goal is, but I don't know what your role in supporting my goal is. And you may not know why my goal even exists. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a huge waterfall effect, like you shared of that. And I think it falls into, we talk in the dealership operations side all the time. There's not a single sales associate that doesn't want to sell one more car.
Yeah.
And we come to them and go, why didn't you have a better month? Like, I want to, I don't know how to. And I think that goal setting is that. Kind of what have you seen in your career as something that, is ways to actually be hands-on in helping them accomplish goal setting? Yeah,
well, I believe it's always a conversation, right? And helping that individual so that you think about the salesperson and have the conversation with them. Okay, so you sold 12 this month, right? And you wanted to be at 15, right? That was the goal we set together.
Yep.
So talk to me about, what you did in the first 3 days of the month, what you did in the last 3 days of the month, and then we can break it down in between. But what actions did you take? Okay, so with those actions, then what outcome did you get?
Yeah.
If the outcome was positive, okay, what changed in the other 30 opportunities that you had, if anything?
Yeah.
Was it all just the customer, or there's some things that you changed?
For sure.
And trying to isolate those. So once you have that playbook and you can have that conversation, then achieving the goal becomes, it's almost fun, right? It's a game, it's a challenge, it's a puzzle, but you have to have the conversation to understand what pieces to that puzzle go where.
Yeah. It's always one of my favorite topics. We get into tech efficiency.
Yeah.
Because it seems like to me, every technician I've ever dealt with, every technician I've ever worked with, is all about, that tenth, 6 minutes.
6
Their
minutes.
world lives in 6 minutes.
Absolutely.
How do you goal set tech productivity and efficiency when you really dig down into that? Because their world sometimes gets to be so, diluted in the sense of, I'm already so far behind, this month's going to be bad. I'm not going to catch up. The work's so bad. There's not enough in the shop. How do you goal set with somebody like that probably hasn't had this one-on-one conversation?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple layers to it. The first one is with the technician themselves, right?
Yeah.
And talking to them about, okay, what work do you prioritize and how do you prioritize it? And what work do you shy away from? What work do you not get excited about? And how do you change your mindset so that work that maybe you're not excited about, you can get through quick and move on and then get the next job that maybe pays more.
Makes sense.
So kind of, again, having that conversation and talking to them about, okay, how do we make sure that we're getting the work that you want? The other piece of it is how do we, as a management team, provide them the tools that they need to be more efficient, right? And to take away some of those things that maybe they don't need to be doing, or give them ways to be more efficient at those things that they need to be doing, but they don't want to do. So how do we make their job easier? Because for all of us, the technician, the service manager, the store in general, if they can bill more hours, we're all going to win.
Yeah, and I think I love that, what you just said there and what I heard even from what you shared this morning. I think the theme I'm taking and what I heard today kind of was a big takeaway. Sometimes we put things in place that we think are going to help them achieve their goal without ever speaking to them directly of, hey, what can we remove from your daily agenda that may make you more efficient? And I think that kind of goes into the, with big goals and we understand where they are, how do we see them fit into that grand scheme? You talked about the waterfall and everything, but I guess for those who are out there that are talking about goals and efficiency and technology and everything, day one, how do I start my goal?
Yeah. Well, it needs to start, you need to have a conversation as high up in the organization as you can, because everybody needs to be pointed in the same direction. And from there, every role in a store, every role in a dealership, every role in a company more broadly has a purpose. If they didn't have a purpose, the role wouldn't be there.
Sure.
So looking at the main goal and then just layering it out section by section and saying, okay, this role is going to impact that goal by doing this, right? Yeah. And at some level, the rubber meets the road, and that individual contributor then has to go out and figure out how to execute. And we need to give them guidance on maybe how to do it, give them some recommendations, but they're gonna be empowered and they're gonna have ownership because we've gone through the work of setting the goals and waterfalling them down.
So here's the ending question, the $1 million question. How do you keep them front and center? And I'm talking not the theoretical side. What have you seen in best practices?
Yeah, so I do think you need to have those high level goals reiterated on a consistent basis, whether that's weekly or monthly or posted somewhere, but you need to talk about them consistently. So that's one thing. The other thing is find metrics, specific metrics to measure against those goals. So technician productivity you brought up, or salesperson efficiency. Let's find those specific goals, and they don't have to be sell one more car. They don't have to be turn 10 more hours. They can be something as simple as, okay, you need to spend 1 hour less time in the CRM just doing kind of busy work each week or whatever. But find those specific goals that are specific metrics that match the goal you're trying to accomplish. Yeah. And that's where you can really start to pull the levers.
So I guess in closing here, what's the biggest takeaway with Reynolds and Reynolds goals? What's kind of the focal point you guys are focusing on with goals?
So for us, I mean, we want to obviously empower our customers to be as successful as they can be. Yeah. So there's a couple things that we can help with there. One of them is reporting, right? Okay. And being able to dig into and see those metrics that you can truly
it goes exactly what you just said.
Yeah, exactly. So being able to get that data, to analyze that data, and to pull it out and manipulate it. I mean, that's extremely important when it comes to that. And then the other piece is, obviously, we try at our core to create technology solutions that enable efficiency, enable productivity, because that's, at the end of the day, that's where we need to go. So those two things are really at the heart of what we're doing, and just focusing on the dealer body and how we can help everybody that works with us be as successful as possible.
I love it. Leaving ASOTU Con, what's the big takeaway for you?
Leaving ASOTU Con.
I know it's early.
Yeah, no kidding. No, I mean, every time I get to come, certainly to this event, but really any industry event, my takeaway, and it shouldn't be the same all the time, but it is, this is an amazing industry. I mean, it really is. And you walk around and you shake hands and And everybody wants everybody to succeed. Everybody wants everybody else to get better. It's truly a sharing industry. It's an entrepreneurial industry, and it's really, really fun to be a part of.
Well, Greg, we appreciate your time. Again, thanks for joining us on the Space Auto podcast and bringing us everything here at the stage. Again, ASOTU CON, more than cars. Greg, we appreciate everything you've done.
Hey, my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this ASOTU CON Session, brought to you by Space Auto. At ASOTU, we're obsessed with uniting people around one big idea, that thriving people are the only path to a thriving and profitable industry. If that resonates with you, head over to morethancars.com to join our email list and explore our full list of podcasts.